Housing should be a human right. I'm Norrinda Hayat, the director of the Civil Justice Clinic at Rutgers Law School. For months, people have been talking about the eviction tsunami that will hit if the state, with the aid of the federal government, do not cancel rent for tenants who are behind as a result of the economic devastation that has come along with the pandemic. Consistently throughout the pandemic, hundreds of thousands of residents in my state of New Jersey have reported being unable to pay their next month's rent. Of those people, women and people of color are disproportionately represented. For example, 49% of Black households report being unable to pay their next month's rent. The governor of New Jersey issued Executive Order 106 on March 19, 2020, which halted enforcement of evictions. But importantly, it did not halt the filings. So 2 months after whatever date the pandemic ends, those filings will be ushered rapidly through the court system. Subsequently to that, the Center for Disease Control issued an order at the end of 2020, which essentially created a national ban on evictions. And that ban has been extended until June 2021, thankfully. But what happens then? Many advocates are concerned, I'm concerned, that an eviction tsunami is imminent on the horizon. Again, looking to New Jersey, over 300,000 eviction filings are expected in the 4 months after the moratoriums are lifted. That would be a 600% increase over pre-pandemic levels. Many of the solutions that have been offered up to prevent the eviction crisis, however, are insufficient. For example, Bill S 2340, known in New Jersey as the People's Bill, has been stalled in the Senate for months. But even if that bill did pass, a summary of what it offers up is basically that it's a repayment plan. And under it, many families will ultimately still not be able to catch up and will likely end up evicted and potentially homeless. And that's what's led to calls to cancel rent. People are both right to be concerned and right to call for audacious solutions to this problem. But canceling rent may simply not be far enough. One-time payments will not solve our eviction crisis, which was honestly a tsunami waiting to happen prior to COVID. Thankfully, the Biden administration seems to recognize this as the human rights crisis that it is. And Housing and Urban Development Secretary Marcia Fudge has intimated that she is considering expanding the subsidized housing program to address what is really an affordable housing crisis. Simply put, tenants were having a hard time affording rent when they worked pre-pandemic. That reality was only exacerbated during the pandemic. And we can and should do more to house those renters whose incomes are so low and live in markets that are so high, where rent is so high, that they are forced to pay more than 30% of their income on rent. That's the definition of unaffordable housing.